A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jazz from Jazz Real Estate Eview Group in Point Cook. I hope you guys are doing great. The reason for making this video today is to explain a little bit more about the questions that we get asked in the current market with the interest rates going up. Is private sale or auction? And the answer to that is both are great methods to sell a property in a different environment. I suppose some properties that we have are listed on auction. Some properties we switch from a private sale to an auction depending on the circumstances, or perhaps depending on if the situation allows, or sometimes we prefer to be in a private sale environment. I guess there's different dynamics and different reasons to it. Without going much into details, of course, I'll probably touch on these two aspects very briefly. Sometimes it's good to be in a private sale environment where you feel that your property is going to target a niche audience, and you don't really want to create that environment where you might expose yourself, that you don't have much competition. As I always say, competition is the key to get a best price and best outcome for a vendor or a client or yourself as a property owner. Versus versus auctions. The best part about auctions is generally about obviously no conditions, unconditional. Once property sold, you have more clarity, and obviously your opportunity to push past the indicative selling range under the competition. Now, again, at the same time, it depends on which property should go for an auction, depending on the price point. There's so many different factors. It's the price point that determines as well how much competition you'll get. I've seen a lot of times in the area where properties are going for an auction, but they are advertised as a private sale price, and we see them passing in. Generally speaking, it's not the process that is failing the owners or perhaps the agents. The process is not a failure. It's about how things have been set up. And the process itself, even if it doesn't sell at auction, does not mean it's a failure. It sets you up for a poised auction, either private sale or perhaps gets you ready for another auction as well. Ideally, what I recommend is to the vendors, if you feel that it's a failure, I'd go back and dissect and understand what things were done to ensure the competition is created or perhaps achieved to get an outcome. If the agent has not done the job properly, that's part of the failure on the agent side, not on the process itself, because process itself is great. Versus private sales, sometimes you have 2 or 3 parties that are super interested in the property, and you want to ensure they get the best understanding of the competition. Then private sale or closed room negotiation, or perhaps in-house bid off, or perhaps one appointment at the same time with all the parties is critical, so they can see the other parties making an offer and the decision can be made in a compressed environment. Very similar to auction, but again under the private sale environment. Overall, both the processes are great depending on what suits your property needs in the best possible way. Thank you so much, guys. That was me signing off. Jazz from Jazz Real Estate Eview Group in Point Cook. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Myself and my team would love to look after you. Thank you.